Then she goes down, she's like, who's next? Who's next? I'm just playing, that's just a joke. All right, I might add that in there. Okay, whew. What's up, y'all? So look, I had to like hurry up, cut the camera on, and just tell you guys what happened. Be sure to like this video, it helps with the algorithm as well. This is a crazy story, so y'all might want to get y'all hands and feet inside the ride at all times, get y'all a little bowl of popcorn, whatever the case is. I had the most scariest like nightmare ever. It's weird, okay? So let me explain this real quick. There's a state that you enter whenever you fall asleep, and you wake up in the middle of the night for like, I would say stay up for like 2 minutes, right? And then just flop right back in bed, because it's kind of what I did. Your brain to enter this like super like dream state, if that makes sense. It's weird. I woke up at 6, right? And I was like, well, I got a few more hours left. You know how it is, you wake up and you kind of like contemplate life. You're like, man, should I really be up this early? You know what I'm saying? So I just flopped right back in the bed, right? This was crazy. I had this dream, I was chilling outside this bar, whatever the case is, and I was chopping it up with one of my homies, right? I think it was somebody that I work with, like one of my co-workers. And he's like, yo, man, you wanna go to church with me? I'm like, yeah, like, what's up, bro? He's like, yeah, they do this game night thing or whatever every Sunday or whatever the case is. I think it'll be dope. Like, they're just doing this huge game night. I slide over to the church, right? Service goes nice, they just do like a regular service. And I'm like, all right, cool. The first thing I peep is the pastor. He walks off and he kind of goes towards like the entrance of the church. He comes back and he has this big ass like bolt action rifle. Like, he's just walking around with this bolt action rifle, and I see some of the ushers, they walk out and they got M4s and stuff, and nobody's scared. Everybody else is just sitting there like they cool and they smiling. This, I'm like, what, y'all don't see this? I'm like, all right, man, I'm panicking. I'm looking at my exits. I'm like, all right, I could exit from there. But what happens? They end up sealing off the exits. They close the doors, they lock them. I'm looking at my homeboy and he's like, yo, what the hell? We was not expecting this. And I'm like, you sure about that? So the pastor goes up to the podium. He's like, all right, you guys, this is our time for our annual games. Y'all split up into 3 lines. So I go to my line and then we go inside this room. It's like this huge, like 15 feet tall room, right? On the inside, there's this like podium that's there, and then 3 little like lanes. And then towards the point, it's these 3 tunnels. And it's just dark. There's no light at the end of there's a set of stairs leading up to the tunnel. And before you even reach the stairs, there's these little ponies that like little kids play with, the ones with the stick on the end. It's like that. Just like that, and they're in each lane. And on this podium, there's all this writing and markings and stuff, and it's these lines, and it has numbers on them. And then one line, there's like a really narrow line, and it says free or whatever. This lady, she goes in there, she has her M4, and she's like, all right, keep in mind. I'm like looking at her eyes, and I'm like, something is wrong, something is off with her. You know what I mean? Her eyes are like bloodshot red. She had like hella bags under her eyes, and she looked like one of them zombies off of Resident Evil, like that. So this dude, he has this little white pool ball or whatever, and he rolls it on this podium, and then it falls off, and she's like, go to lane 1. And he's like, dang, man, oh well. And he's like cool with it, and I'm like, what the hell is about to happen? She's like, you can go over there to the ponies and you can take out all your anger. They had a case of darts right next to it too, so you can like take your anger out because you lost the game. It was just weird. After you finish doing or whatever, you had to proceed on to your selected like tunnel. Mind you, I'm like 3rd in line, so I'm watching this. He like walks off and he goes up to his tunnel, and I just see him kind of fade away as he's walking back, and then all of a sudden I hear boom. I know he didn't just get shot. I'm asking, I'm like, yo, did he just get shot? And they're like, oh no, it is part of our acceptance. And I'm like, yo, do you see, y'all don't see that they holding us hostage? The person next to me is like, no, it's okay, brother, it's okay. It's just the acceptance of life. This is a code, like this, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, okay, all right, I need to start thinking logically. What can I do? The crazy lady that's holding us hostage, she goes and she walks up into the tunnel to check to see if he's still alive. This whole time, there's this girl, she has her phone out and she's on the phone, she's trying to talk, but she's in this corner because there was no service, there was no bars. I remember I kept checking my phone. Before she can even finish her sentence, the lady comes back out of the tunnel and she sees her and she's like, you whore, grabs her by her hair and slaps her phone around and just starts beating her, right? And nobody's doing anything, and they're just like, ah, la, la. Oh, I can't wait till my turn, brother. So she drags the girl up the stairs. She goes into the tunnel again. And all of a sudden I hear like screams, and I just heard one shot. So we really about to die. Our lives depend on whether or not we roll into that free and it doesn't fall over the edge of the podium. It was just weird. And this other guy in the line was like, screw this, I'm gonna die anyways. So he goes, and the lady, she's not stopping him. She's like, all right, bet, like, go ahead, you make my job easier. He goes up in the second tunnel. Another guy in the line is like, the door's on the left, the door's on the left. Just barely inside the tunnel, he turns to his left, opens his door, and before she could even get up there, he slams the door in her face so she couldn't open it up no more. From there, all I hear is like distant shots. It's like, bow, 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 bow. Some people in the crowd, they start cheering. They're like, yeah, yeah. Then she goes down. She's like, who's next? I'm just playing. That's just a joke. All right, I might add that in there. So going back to the story. So the whole time all of this craziness is going on during the time that they're going up the stairs, I pull out my phone and I'm trying to text my mom. I'm texting her SOS. The autocorrect was messing me up. It was like assassin and like the assassin. And before I could even like look up, she's right in my face and I see these bloodshot red eyes. She's just like, you ready? Also, you can give me your phone. I was like, it's a wrap. I thank God for that autocorrect to mess up too, because she took my phone but she didn't suspect anything. So I go over there and I go up to the podium. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a mouse there. Nobody knew that it was a like computer right here. So I was like, let me go ahead. I was trying to get on email. She was like talking about ultimate sacrifice or whatever the case is, who knows. So I'm about to email my mom SOS. So I get on Gmail, I'm putting in my stuff and I'm like I'm trying to work my hands and everything. I couldn't even get on the internet. This lady just constantly chanting. She's like, go, go. I said go. And she's walking so fast. It just looked scary. It was like, and I was like, what the f? It scared me so much that it shook me and it woke me up. This scared me so much, I had to immediately write in my journal. That was like one of the scariest dreams I ever had. I looked it up, right? Turns out what this dream was saying, I guess you would say, the church represents your belief system, such as religion and things of that nature. And then I think the tunnels, what they represented was my subconscious mind. The cult or whatever it was that they was holding us hostage, it represented someone that they have influence over you and they're influencing you to do things that's not you. I don't feel any sense of that, and I don't know, maybe I just need to do a deep investigation of what I watch or what content am I viewing. But I do want to look further into it a little bit more and just kind of figure out what's going on. Until we find that information out, man, I apologize for the inconsistency, but trust me, this whole month I'm gonna be in my bag, so y'all ain't gotta worry about nothing about me flaking on no content, no none of that. Be sure to like this video. It helps with the algorithm as well, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. But until then, peace.